Think like Tesla.
Geek Thoughts Micah here. Think like Tesla. Still working on the retro name badge project. Today we're going to start with the ending and we're going to end with a twist. So keep watching to the end here. So what we've got is the schematic. We've got a circuit board fully laid out, ready to go. We're going to do file plot. We're going to leave all these default settings here, but make sure ProTel file name extensions are checked. And we're going to plot. And we're going to generate drill files using all the defaults. There we go. We're going to zip all these guys up. Get our quote. Send that zip file off. 2-layer board, 38 by 76 millimeters. That's good. Okay, 2 layers, dimensions, quantity, standard thickness should be fine. PCB color green, fine, 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 fine. Okay, some of you were asking for a little bit more detail on the actual process of laying out the traces and why I find this challenging / relaxing in the same way that a lot of people find, say, a Sudoku puzzle. So here's an example. So we're pretty far into the layout of this board. You can see all the traces here. This part of the board is pretty clean, and there's still some rat's nest in the middle here. Worked around the edges, it's all pretty good. Now notice that this is a two-sided board. So the gray-green lines here are on one side and the brown lines are on the other side. So I can switch back and forth through a via. These circles here are vias, which is a hole drilled through the board and then plated through with a conductive tin. So that's how you flip to one side or the other for the wiring. As you can see, it happens here. But notice these things have a physical size. Hopefully I've entered all these sizes in correctly. This is the minimum trace size that my PCB manufacturer will accept and the minimum via size. And there's a lot of stuff going on here. So let's look at one example here. Let's see. Here's a good one. I need to connect from this trace here, pin net E and pin 12, just needs to make it down here to pin 9 on this guy. Now we're so zoomed in here that this thing here is actually those teeny little resistor networks that I showed before. Okay, so if we're running a green trace, which we have to since this is only on the green side of the board, we can go around here, we can cross over these. Now the trick is we have to get to here somehow. So if we nudge this wire over a little bit, maybe there's enough room to squeeze through here. We can go over that one, we can go over that one, we can go over that one, and we can go right onto this via here. Then we're good. So let's see if we can do that. So one tool we can look at, before I forget, is the View Net tool. So if we click on that and zoom out, you can see everything that needs to be connected on this net. So we're going to make this connection from here to here, but there's still several more links to go. So we're not out of the water yet. Okay, get the contrast back. Alright, let's see. Half the challenge here is just not losing your place. Okay, so let's see if we can do this. So we're going to lay out a trace. We're on the green layer here. Back copper. And here we go. Oh, that's really close. Let's zoom out a little bit. Now you notice it's being relatively smart about routing. Whoops. It really doesn't want to go there. Sometimes you have to cajole these things a little bit. Come on, back here. Come on, back here. Come on. Alright, let's try it again. Alright, well, before we do that, we did decide that we needed to nudge this guy over here. So I'm going to select it and hit D for drag. We can kind of move it over a little bit. Notice how it's scrunching up all these other things to preserve the room. Is that enough? Are we going to be able to run a wire through here? A trace? Maybe. We're probably going to need some more room here. So we can make that nicely lined up. I don't know why I can't. Oh, there's sometimes you get weird stuff here, like this little angle piece here. It's just going to irritate me if I don't fix it. So we can fix that right now. Okay, that looks much nicer. Okay, back to our mission at hand. If we drag this one over a little, whoa, something the opposite of what I wanted to have happen. Okay. These vias here are blocking this trace from getting moved over. I could put a little kink in it if I need to. But maybe I won't need to. That's a ticket. Maybe I will. Okay. Still doesn't want to let me do that. Whoops, don't do that. Maybe if I select this little piece here, I'm going to drag that. So this wire here is actually made up of multiple pieces. Well, actually, that's the red wire that's underneath there. Okay, don't want to mess that one up. So let's go here and do well, let's see if we got enough clearance there. Maybe we do. Here, back here on E. And you can kind of click to tack it in place once you're relatively happy with what you have so far. Is it going to make it? No. Oh, so close. Okay. So we can still pick up from here. Gonna have to find some more room. Can I drag these vias over at all? Yeah. It's not pretty, but it might work. Nope, didn't like that one. Something was not right about the clearances that left. Okay. There we go. Now what did that do up here? Just put a kink in it there. That's fine. In there. Okay, that should be fine. Let's go back to our trace tool. Now we can squeeze through there. Make a nice corner there. And we can squeeze through there. And mission accomplished. We just routed one more trace. Only like 50 more to go. Okay, here we go. 0 unrouted tracks. This is the whole enchilada, folks. 2,479 track segments. 225 vias drilling through the board. Yeah, they're going to have fun making this one. That is some fine-pitched work there. Anyway, what we have to do now is the design rules check. What we did before was the electrical rules check. So everything in the schematic seemed electrically to make sense. The design rules check is more about physical tolerances. Do we have any tracks that are too close to each other, anything touching each other, so on and so forth. Okay, unconnected. Still unconnected 0. Yes, that's what I wanted. Okay. And start DRC. So we have track near pad, track near via. A couple of these, not too many actually. Let me take a whack at some of these. So basically, stuff got shifted around or changing the width of a track or whatever. A few of these things ended up being too close to each other. This looks like it'll all be pretty straightforward to fix. So hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Some pretty crazy things going on here. This highlight here is just the net for the P net. That one of the 16 segments in the alphanumeric display. Just the P goes all around the board like this. You can see the 4 places where it goes to the right pin on the PCB, on the LED connector. You can see where it goes to the LED resistor. And all these little vias where it has to duck back and forth on the opposite sides of the board. Lots of stuff going on here. Okay, one final check you should always do before sending off your PCB to get made is to print out the traces and make sure you got the sizes right, make sure your components fit, make sure you got things on the right side of the board, you didn't accidentally mirror anything. Not that I've ever done that, no. So here's the printout. This thing is tiny, it's about the size of a business card. And the LED display on the left here fits very nicely on the tracks. You can see right there. And there it fits. But what's this? There's some overhang. Oh no. The closest we can get this one is way over here. It can't reach those pads. Oh, gee. Oh. And this pad, this layout is so dense, it's going to be very hard to make any modifications of this scale. Oh boy. All right. Back to work. And here we are, full circle again. Back to where we started this video from. This is the revised board here. Notice it's actually a lot simpler because in redoing the board, I discovered an error I had made. I had named all these nets, right? So I had 4 different 16-bit buses on the schematic. Remember the schematic here? It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 different 16-bit buses. And I had labeled each of these A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, E, same letters, same net names. So KiCad decided, hey, same net name, it must be electrically connected. So I had to make all these connections across all of these things, which would not work at all. It also made laying out the PCB way more difficult and way more crowded. So stripping these down, you can see I named these A1, A2, A3, A4, and so forth to keep them separate. So with that in place, this PCB layout was a lot simpler, and that combined with the fresh experience in my mind of having just done it, I was able to redo this whole board in about a day. Then I was able to add mounting holes here, some text, open source hardware, logo, everything, and this is what got sent off to the PCB manufacturer. So next up, writing some code, and as soon as the boards come in, we're going to put this thing together and see how it works. All right, stay tuned, folks.